Welcome to CCRPG, where we open up our virtual table and play games with some good friends. I'm Bob, and I'll be running Lancer, an RPG by Miguel Lopez and Tom Parkinson-Morgan. You can find it on itch.io. Our pilots prepare for the final evaluation of Contest. Having found themselves tied for top points in the overall ranking, they should be in a good position to secure one of the 3 Project Rebirth contracts. The next test involves a mock battle against station security, and as such, the crew needed to get their mechs fitted with dummy rounds and simulations of their normal ability so things don't get too dangerous. Other concerns haunt our pilots, though. Artemis, Dyne's custom-built AI co-pilot, ran into crisis that was nearly dangerous, if not deadly, if not for some quick action. Overheard talk amongst the Rebirth Committee members produces more questions than answers in some cases. CDD has reached out an inquiring outsider's tendril into recent events, reaching out to Astro directly. Every competing team has received hangar reassignments and has been asked to move immediately after completing certification. And lastly, it seems unlikely they'll be able to satisfy Sam's request to secure Dwarf Elboss' position in Contest. I wonder. Well, pilots, how are you all doing?
Pretty good.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm glad you all are so upbeat.
The other
are
thing you
the
forgot
best
to
they could
mention
go. Yeah.
is we're tied for first place.
Oh no, I said that.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't like throw confetti and make a big deal out of it.
I didn't pull the rope that releases the balloons and confetti from the ceiling. I was in the wrong room. I didn't go to Astro's celebratory room.
Well,
That's right.
Actually, you did do it. We just didn't see it because we're not all in the same room.
Yeah, well, you'll see it later when you're cleaning up all that confetti.
Fine.
Well, I want to know where you all think you are right now.
Well,
That was one of the most existential questions I've ever been asked.
I mean, that's a complicated question. I mean, are we talking emotionally? Are we talking physically? Or what?
You know what? Dealer's choice.
Astro, I will say, is in a very emotionally, at least, he's feeling a lot of things right now. I just learned that they're filming a new DBC movie without him. So he's a little distracted about that. And then he got reached out to by CDD about, inquiring where Rune Nation conditioning is. He thought that was weird, but he's right now not thinking too much about it. I think after he gets his mech fitted, he's gonna just try to get his mind off things and start making preparations to move to the new hangar bay.
Okay. Well,
I think,
Astro, while you're doing that, you get stopped by Curry.
Hey, Curry.
Hey, boss. Now that we're back on the ship, I wanted to run a few tests, just normal, up and down kind of things. Have you noticed anything odd about the ship in the past few weeks?
I have to say, Curry, I haven't, but I've only been on the ship occasionally lately, and I haven't had my full attention on it. Why do you ask?
Oh, it's just, like I said, I was just running a few tests, and we got those upgrades,
Right.
a few add-ons and stuff like that. Just, I feel like I'm seeing ghosts, little errant values here and there. But when I do diagnostics, everything seems clean. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting used to the new quirks.
Huh? What do you mean? You're seeing Strange
something will throw
readings or something?
yeah, something will throw rogue value here or there every once in a while. I'll go check it out, and everything seems to be operating fine. I don't listen. My intent was not to like put you off or anything. Ship's flying smooth, everything seems fine. It's just, if there's some sort of rattle hidden somewhere, I'd like to smooth things out if we're going to be living with it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Glad you're letting me know. How long have you noticed this?
Ever since we got those upgrades.
Okay.
It could be just, there's a weight distribution thing that's been thrown off, or, maybe some of the rewiring, I don't know. I only have theories. It isn't mission critical, so I'll just check into it as I have free time.
Well, let me know if you need additional resources or anything. Maybe I could get someone to help you from the station, or bring in more supplies.
Well, while we're out here with all these corpo people, I think we'd probably like to keep this to ourselves. But hey, next time we're out at Eos or something like that, maybe we'll see if people can do a little bit more extensive teardown for us.
Sounds good, Curry. And if you notice anything else strange, just let me know.
No problem, boss. All right, I'm gonna get back to work. See ya.
Okie doke.
I know I'm not there or anything. Have I noticed any of that in, like, flying the ship or anything?
I would say you have not noticed anything you would not have been prepared for.
Okay.
Everything seems like it is working as intended, as you understand it should.
Cool.
Astro will this kind of reminds Astro he did open an email that forced a connection from CDD just the other day. I think he's going to run some diagnostics on the ship's computer system just to make sure they didn't leave behind a backdoor virus or something.
Oh, sure. That seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to do in this situation, Astro. Go ahead and make a pilot check.
All right, let's do a hack or fix. Give me a second. Let me bring up the sheet.
Either I hack this system open or I don't fix it.
All right, I rolled a 16.
All right. I will say with that, Astro, you are able to confidently find all extent of CDD's incursion into your system. It was, by all accounts, much less severe than it could have been. You feel pretty confident in, based on this evidence, believing Sid did not have fully hostile motives in contacting you, because it could have hurt you way worse than it did. You like check everything it could have gotten into from that exposure, and everything seems fine. It basically just took over your communication system to force you to talk to it. You don't know if maybe if you had gotten it angry or something like that, maybe it could have done worse or something. Like, there was definitely the threat of it there. And after looking into it yourself, you're pretty confident it could have done much worse, but it didn't. It didn't leave anything behind. It didn't leave any like back doors into your system. And it didn't leave any like logic bombs or anything like that. You're clear, and you can like purge the remnants of, what came in fairly easily. Even if you were like half the systems person you are, you could have done what you did just now. Like, it was not set up to be threatening in any way.
Yeah, they just wanted to reach out. They didn't want to like hack my ship. So
it does not seem so.
So that seems good. All right.
I don't recall exactly. I just want to double check. I know last session you started to talk to me about that conversation you had with Sid, but that didn't happen, right?
He talked to all of you alternatively.
Retroactively, I was a little confused. I thought you were the one that told us that Ruination Conditioning jumped ship.
That he had talked to me specifically, right? But I don't think he did. Yeah.
That was a misunderstanding on Todd's part.
Okay,
So I retroactively said I talked to everyone, not just you, because there's no reason Astro would talk to you. He doesn't have any
specifically to Steve.
Hold on. No, that's what I was wondering, is if I knew about this is all. So
yeah, you do know about it, but not just specifically you. He didn't single you out.
All right. Well, speaking of Steve, what are you doing right now?
I would assume prepping for the next phase of contest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are. Since you're the pilot, you would be probably getting the DBC to its new hangar assignment.
Makes sense. Yeah.
All of the ships have been reassigned to different hangars, and they are keeping where all of you are stationed secret from each other. They do not explain why they are doing this, just that you should do this as soon as you can.
All right, makes sense. I will do that.
You have not been called upon to do your submission yet, but you have been basically told you will be deployed to an area to combat security there. So this will be something that you'll probably need to take the DBC out for. So even having the DBC prepared to go in will be helpful here, because you'll need to deploy from the DBC.
They don't seem to be expecting us to use the DBC in any kind of...
No, not at all.
Okay.
As long as you have transport part of the test is like, can you get where we need you to go and then do the thing we need you to do once you get there?
Okay.
So they're not providing you transport to get there. Basically, they said, hey, at some point, we're going to contact you, tell you where to go and what to do, and we expect you to do it, you know?
Okay, sick. I'll ask Jessica if she can also keep any kind of an eye on the other ships or any kind of movement, just so that we have any kind of intel on where they'd be, because it seems like something they're specifically hiding, and I don't like that.
Yeah, specifically, Jessica is happy to have you all back on the ship, specifically you. Although, when you first came back, she was not particularly happy with what you had been eating while away from the ship. She does not think that Contest provided sufficient foodstuffs to the lot of you while you were gone. But
she brought meals 2 of the days, I think.
Yeah, probably. Just to get off the DBC, if nothing else. But yes, she will keep a lookout. She actually says to you, is like, actually, ever since we got that rogue transmission, I've been keeping my eyes and ears open for any kind of odd show-ups, so to speak. I know when Astro told me about the contact that was made with our ship, and I told Evelene about the transmission we received. Other than those, I don't think anything else weird has happened so far.
Are we alone?
You are, I think, currently alone in the cockpit, because Astro has left to go check on things and ran into Curry, and he's usually the only one on the bridge with you. Unless something's happening.
All right. I'll lean down, looking down the hallway to make sure no one's coming, and then close the door. Look over at Jessica and go, you heard what Astro said about... I just leave it at that.
Yeah, he made it pretty open.
I didn't expect CDD to be so tenacious with their group.
Well, when we did research into the area, I looked into what groups we could possibly join to get more information. CDD was a prime candidate, but their methods always seemed a little esoteric. I didn't see a clear path to get what we wanted there, so I kind of ruled them out. Now I'm wondering if we should have looked into them more deeply. I'm
concerned to a degree. So if CDC wants some breadcrumbs to follow, maybe we should leave some here and have them in our back pocket just in case.
Well, don't worry. If anything really goes off the rails, I have a few things set up that'll buy us some time.
I just nod to her.
All right. Well, hey, Dyne, at the end of the last episode, you had a lot going on, bud. How you doing?
Well, I'm emotionally drained. I had managed to talk with Artemis, and she's back now in the Prometheus, and I'm kind of half passed out in the med bay, using the med bay to treat myself. You know, I've got I've gone through an entire pot of coffee or two, and now I'm just kind of waiting for the next thing to happen.
You got through the coffee, and then in the med room are rehydrating with medical rehydration supplies. I will say, like I said, you were able to figure out how to get Artemis to a better place. You were able to basically help her run a partition. You convinced her, hey, this isn't helping you right now. Even if there is a problem here, this is not helping, and she was able to see reason after a fashion, and she agreed to let you partition that information. Not get rid of it, but kind of like quarantine it so that it's still there. She still has access to it if she needs to, but she's no longer obsessing over it the way she was before.
Makes sense. We don't want her booting up the Prometheus and blowing holes in everything.
And just, for some reason, activating all your weapon systems. That's an odd thing to do in the middle of a hangar.
It's not odd for her, though.
I mean, fair.
Even that
fair
is
play.
a little bit too much for her, normally.
That's probably more accurate, yeah.
But yeah, she's good to go. You're hanging out in the med bay after getting that all set. And you have like a little personal terminal that you have in the med bay that's logged into your like personal account because you're really the only one who runs the med bay.
Yeah.
You see that you've received a message.
I go check the message.
All right. It is a message from Sam.
Yay.
It is a text only. It just says, "Hey Dyne, got some bad information that Elbost might not be sticking around. I thought I asked you to sew that up for me. Well, no matter. The reason I had them there in the first place was so that I could have someone on the inside of Rebirth. I guess if you're not helping them get in, you're going to have to be it. Get back to me when you have the time. We need to finalize some things. Your friend, Sam."
I go, well, this should be interesting. And do I know how long it is until the next the mission starts?
You were told to be ready at the new positions you were given, the new hangars you were assigned to. And then when you're contacted, it's going to be like a full drill situation. They will contact you and be like, get to X, Y, Z coordinates to do this thing. And as soon as you get that message, the evaluation begins, basically.
Okay.
So you're kind of on call right now.
I will send a response that says, on call for last part. I'll give him like an approximate time that I think that the mission will be over. We'll like after or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk then, and then I'll end it with, why did you send a bunch of inexperienced idiots into a mission like this?
All right, in sending away.
Yeah, I will send
Alright.
exactly that.
Cool beans.
I mean, it's a fair question.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. You're at contest, I would say, Dyne, you are experienced running with crews. It is a thing you have done for a long time.
Yeah.
The DBC crew is probably one of the weirdest crews you've ever run with, and probably one of the most effective crews you've ever run with.
Yeah.
You know, just from experience, that of all the people at contest, Dorf Elbost is like an above average crew. Like,
Yeah.
if you sent Dorf Elbost out against some like tier 1 targets, they would win no problem, right? You have some freaks in this contest, is what I would say, who are like real good.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things where I sent that, and I know Sam is going to read between the lines, because in order to get into this contest, you have to be above average. But while they are above average, they're not that.
They're not
high.
exceptional. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they decided to take on Smiles when they really should not have, and
No,
yeah.
they shouldn't have. You know, you only make that mistake a few times.
The decorum they had, right, in the social thing alone was like, this isn't professional. What?
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, also, one fight and one social event is not really enough to capture the full width
No.
of someone's ability.
It's not indicative completely. No, I wouldn't say so. But as we all know, sometimes job interviews are unfair. So.
Oh yeah, luck is a
Oh,
factor.
yeah.
And then finally, Evelene, what are you doing in this in-between time?
I am eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
Mhm.
I mean, she is eating a sandwich, but also
Is it a tuna sandwich?
That's what I was gonna ask.
is that even worth asking? Of course it is.
I mean, I want a tuna salad sandwich now, is the thing.
That does
I
sound
haven't had
nice.
tuna salad in a long time with like hard-boiled eggs in it.
Ooh.
Anyway, before I get too hungry, no, Evelene is
It's
getting.
lunchtime, by the way, while we're recording.
Damn it, Todd, you're not helping. I mean, you're right. You just shouldn't say it. No, Evelyne's getting the mechs ready, so she's loading them up into the ship. I think she's also doing a kind of sweep over because she didn't 100% trust the bay we were storing our mechs in, so she's sort of giving them everything a one over while eating a sandwich.
Yeah, so Evelene, you because of your like closer view on what's been done to your mechs, can kind of see the lengths they went to make your mechs non-deadly for this next phase of the competition. Ballistics and kinetic rounds have been replaced with dummy rounds and simulated explosives. Your laser weaponry has been swapped out with just computer simulations of the same weaponry that will basically try to emulate the same effects and then transmit the data of those effects to the opponents so they can determine. You're basically playing a big war game, right? Even things like your spike protocol on your mech Chimera has been replaced with the spikes physically are still there. There's still metal spikes all over your mech, but the retaliatory system has been turned off, and now it only simulates to your opponents like,
Gotcha.
Hey, if you're close to me, you would be filled with spikes right now,
How do you mock the drill? I've been wondering about that for a bit, because I mean that's kind of
so melee weapons are their own thing, where you are basically just supposed to not kill with them, because melee weapons are only as good as their bulk and swing are. If you have like a big axe that you're smashing into something, they want you to fight choreography it a little bit. So basically is like you can still have your big axe, but like maybe don't slam it into the side of the thing that you're fighting.
That's not any fun.
Yeah. They want you to do convincing fight choreography instead, basically.
Yeah,
like tag
fair.
your it if this was real, I would have cut through you right now. You know.
No, I shot you. No, I dodged.
Yeah.
My
Where
armor's
I was
better
going
than
with
that.
Jay,
You
thank
couldn't
you.
have done that. Well, my weapon's armor piercing, so there.
Well, my drill has lasers in it, so they penetrate your armor. And actually, they do have lasers in them.
In fact, you take burn damage. No, I don't. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
They just replace her drill with a giant Nerf bat, a mech-sized Nerf bat.
That would be pretty sweet.
That's what I was saying before
You
the
could keep
recording.
it after the fact.
Yeah,
Like
can't
after the
just
fact,
claim
you'd be like, "Can I
shit,
keep
Chuck.
this?
Come on.
Can I keep this Nerf bat? It's pretty sweet."
I'm gonna be salty about it though.
You
No.
can't just claim that you said things before recording. Come on, if it's not on the recording, it doesn't count.
Okay, well, what I said before the
That
recording
was Jeremy's joke. You can't take that from him.
liar. Anyway, what I was saying was like, what if we just had a bunch of Nerf guns and foam? And then you said, well, whatever. Anyway, that's what I'm doing.
All right, cool beans.
Hey, Jeremy, that was a really funny joke, man. Thanks.
Fuck you, Jay.
Thanks, I appreciate it, Jay.
History is written by the victors. So, Evelene, another thing you notice is like what you would need to do to like rearm your weapons after this. You're like, ugh, you know, like in some cases, like turning these simulations and filling them with dummy ammo does also mean that it's like, you know, like you understand why they had to do it, but also it's going to be a pain to like get them back up to fighting strength afterwards. A lot of the weapons have been toned down. A lot of the stuff has been like, because it's just simulations now, it's just like, as the mech tech for the team, you look at the modifications they made to your mechs and weaponry and go, ugh, I know they're not going to fix it for us after the fight, so I'm going to have to come down here and do all this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe I'm making notes on how to re-enable the deadliness later.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so as you guys are all spending your time...
Actually,
yes.
Bob, real quick, is this something that's sort of like, do they do it the same way on every mech, or is it slightly different, like custom made?
It's different per system.
Okay.
Because loading dummy rounds in the ZF4 solid core wouldn't work. You know what I mean? So they had to just like take a range of what the ZF4 can do and basically be like, we'll just have to simulate this via digital. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in other cases, it's like, yeah, I mean, here's some blanks or some tracer rounds, and then if you're on target, we'll count that as a hit kind of things. You know what I mean?
I was thinking it'd be really funny if we get to fight any of these teams for real later on, and they didn't remove the systems from their mech. Evelene could like find a way to hack it. Like, oh, you're switching back to dummy rounds. You're hosed.
I mean, if it came down to it, and there was a combat where the dummy rounds were involved, you know, there'd be a system I'd have to set up for like how to swap out the dummy rounds for live rounds and stuff. But we don't have to worry about that right now.
Or do we?
But during this little downtime period before they call you up for the test, Astro, wherever you are on the ship, you'll get a notification that Ethic is trying to contact you.
Oh, okay. Just like through the ship?
Through the ship, yeah.
Radio or whatever? Okay. I'll open a connection.
Where are you when you do this?
In my quarters.
All right. So you go to your captain's quarters. You will set it up, and then as it comes in as a secure connection. Like you watch it come in, and you're like, oh, you know, like it does the thing where it like shuts down all other applications on your computer and stuff like that. It makes sure that like the only thing you can do is have this connection and stuff like that.
Right.
And then Ethic comes on the screen. Hello, Xander. Good to see you.
Hello. What would be like her proper title? Like counselor or
committee member, or you know, I mean.
So just to play it safe, I'll be like, what's her last name again?
Desaria.
I'll say, hello. committee member Desaria. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I wanted to get in touch with you. She's like typing on another keyboard, like off to the side, as if she's on another terminal at the same time. And she's like, I just want to make sure of one thing. And then she hits one last key and she's like, okay, I checked it. I had my people try to break in from the outside. This is secure.
Okay, very good. He kind of drops the act.
Things have been proceeding apace. You all are doing pretty well. Honestly, thumbs up to their name was in my head.
Ren?
And then Ren. Thumbs up to Ren. They really put me on with some good operators. I'm glad to see you can deliver.
Wait, there's other operators than us? What?
Wait, who else is Ren courting?
Thought we were the only one for them.
Astro will be like, yeah, well, I take a lot of pride in our crew. I think we've assembled a pretty good team here.
Well, luckily, I think unless you botch the next mission spectacularly, you're probably a shoo-in for at least the top 3 slots. Depending on how things work out, we'll end up with some different arrangement of the top 3, but if I had to guess, it looks like you and Share Seal are shoo-ins, as long as you don't die or something. Everyone else is up in the air for that 3rd slot, though.
Do you have a sense of how the other committee members feel about us? Like,
yeah, that's part of why I contacted you. Something concerning has happened. All of a sudden, today, out of nowhere, we've noticed a marked change in how Grime is acting.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
well, all of a sudden, he's been very down on specifically your team and the Dire Scholars. He's been very adamant that he thinks both of your groups are subpar and are just showing. It's very odd. You know he doesn't comport himself very well, but he's made very clear his feelings. And based on when I talked to him last, the morning he had a hangover after the soiree, this isn't how he was acting. Did you see anything odd happen recently?
I mean, the last time I saw him was at the soiree, and I
didn't do anything to offend him?
I think I buttered him up pretty well, actually. I was kind of sucking up to him.
Okay, because he can be, like we all know, he can be a bit arbitrary, and he's kind of an asshole. But I don't know why all of a sudden he's basically saying murder of crows more like murder of crap. That's a quote, by the way.
Well, I guess he's not getting too many points for witticisms.
I mean, it was a good burn. I'm not there.
He never did. I'm just trying to figure out why. Honestly, none of us want him here in the first place, but if we were to just disregard his opinion, it would get too many people sniffing around. And I think my other committee members are trying to prevent that from happening.
So I've had this in my back pocket, and I haven't used it until now, but I have some leverage over Grimes. Blackmail material I can use to get him on our side.
I mean, maybe hold on to it if you think it's going to be useful at some point, but, well, I thought I should warn you. Something odd is happening, and I can't put the pieces together. I feel like I'm not seeing the whole picture here.
Well, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, it's surprising to me as well. I mean, I really sucked up to him during the soiree. I think he took a liking to me. So, unless he saw through the act, but I don't take him for that kind of person who could be subtle. I think you say what he wants to hear, and he just kind of rolls with it.
Okay, well, keep that in mind. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is you're going to be called up soon for your mission. Just wanted to get some last-minute FaceTime in. This is probably going to be the last thing you do before they determine who the 3 winners are. Know, as you go into this, that finding holes in security that we can use to beef up security is more important than you completing the mission successfully. You're acting like security contractors in this mission. If you can find and display holes in our security that we can do something about, it's going, to put it bluntly, it's going to be worth more points than succeeding is. Do you understand?
Yeah, loud and clear.
So keep track of not just doing the mission, but how you're doing the mission. I didn't set up the mission myself. I think specifically Opie took part in laying out the groundwork of things. So I don't have any specific advice to give you. I don't know if he specifically put in holes or if he's just running things the way they are currently and hoping you'll show us something we didn't know. But either way, try to dazzle them.
All right, we'll be ready for anything. I'll let the team know.
Also, we haven't been able to speak freely for a while. I wanted to check in with you, see how things are going, see if there's anything you needed or any problems that need taken care of or anything I should bring my attention to.
So far, so good. I think we've been managing here. What's going on in the station? It seems like there's some unrest brewing.
Yes. If you listen, did you get a chance to listen to the bug I placed for you?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. So you will have heard the night when we talked about it. I was asked by Opie to look into it, seeing as it would have the largest impact on my logistics effort. We were hit pretty hard by an unexpected... let's call it a rebellion, I suppose. Let me put it this way. The retaliatory attack was far more organized than expected. Nothing that we have on oath indicates they'd be able to pull something like this off. So it's putting the rest of the committee members on edge.
I can imagine. Maybe they're getting outside help.
It's possible. If they are getting outside help, I'd like to find out from where. If anything, I'd like to somehow contact them myself. I don't know. Let me put it bluntly, Astro. I understand that these people have gotten a raw deal, and I'd like if their situation improved, but we have a bigger picture thing going on here. Something has gathered 3 of the big 6 corps in all of Cygnus space into a single project, and if we figure out why, it can help people on many planets, not just one. So while I feel for them, I'm not going to sink the mission for them.
Yeah, I understand your position.
Plus, I need to at all times seem like the perfectly loyal Cygnus stooge, or they might start getting suspicious.
I totally get it. Makes sense. But just give us a heads up if you ever think we're going to be in a position to deal with the rebellers directly.
Well, the things I want you to look into aren't directly related to them. They're related to what's going on with Project Rebirth. So we'll see. Of course, I'll let you know if we ever expect to come in direct contact. Unfortunately, what I expect the other two groups that make it into the contracts with are going to be used for is suppression. I won't be surprised if whoever gets those other two contracts is going to be busting heads.
Yeah, I won't be either. Well, yeah, I agree. Hopefully, figuring out the larger picture, what's really going on with Project Rebirth is our top priority as well.
Right.
I just don't want to do anything to actively suppress or hurt people that are already hurting.
Yeah, I understand. That's not what I asked you here to do. It would be a betrayal to Ren if I were to put you at odds with our organization now.
Well, glad to hear it. I think we're on the same page. And I appreciate the information you've been giving us and helping us prep for this. I think we're well positioned.
Good. Well, look alive. I expect you'll be getting a message in maybe the next 2 hours. Might help out if you made sure everyone was in position when you got it. They're supposed to be random when you're assigned to go do your thing, but who cares?
All right. Yeah. We'll get prepped.
All right. Do good out there. Don't fall on your face, and I'll have a contract ready for you when you're done.
So this is the last trial then?
Oh, yes. Yeah, after this, whoever the top 3 groups with points are going to be brought into the fold.
All right, we'll just hold steady then.
All right. Keep your eyes open out there, Astro. Something odd's brewing.
Will do.
And then she will disconnect.
All right. Yeah, I'll gather everyone. I'll use the ship intercom and say a team assembly meeting in the break room. 5 minutes. And I'll head there.
All right. Obviously, your other 2 crew will arrive. So Jess and Curry both show up.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
You see Dyne walk in with an entire pot of coffee in one hand and a cup in the other.
Finishes cup, refills from pot.
Do you even need the cup? Like maybe just drink directly from the pot. Is Evelene okay?
What?
Oh, you're here too, Evelene. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I didn't know. Maybe you're out and about. So, yeah.
Dyne,
sorry,
okay?
Bob. Huh?
I said, Dyne, are you okay?
There you go. Man, I hope I don't have to deal with that again.
Yeah. Do you think Artemis is calmed down now, or is that going to be a problem?
She's fine.
Excuse me. What?
What?
What happened with Artemis?
She had a little bit of a freak out, almost activated the ZFG on station. Well, correction, she did,
Artemis.
and I talked her down of it.
Yeah.
Artemis, the AI. The AI in your mech.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was hoping Dyne sift through the data Artemis was feeding us. She seemed to think there are threats, coming out of the walls.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's probably not wrong on that, but, need to focus on the mission as Dyne finishes his coffee and pours another cup.
Do you think Artemis will be mission ready?
Yeah, we worked out the issues. She is fine as of now.
Well, good, because I just talked to Ethic, and we should be getting called up in a couple hours or so. So I want everyone to get prepped and ready.
Did she say anything else? Like, how's the competition going? I mean, do things look good for us? Is there an issue?
She thinks that, as long as we don't completely screw up this next one, we're probably a shoo-in for her contract. She said a few other things. First of all, regarding this trial, she emphasized that the real importance is finding holes in security. It's not as important if we finish a mission. We'll get more points if we expose any security flaws. So that's what I want everyone to be on the lookout for.
How does that work, actually? Because I've been chewing on that for a bit. Like, are we finding issues with the security team themselves, or are we fighting in an area that's secure?
Yeah, that I don't know the specifics of, and neither did Ethic. She didn't design this trial.
Okay.
She could only tell me what the committee members were valuing, which is, they want to patch up any sort of security flaws. So that we'll just have to adapt once we get our mission.
I almost feel like we should be just going in there and just hack the first thing we see and see if there's security issues with it.
It's honestly a bit of both. I mean, security can be both physical as well as technological.
Yeah.
So.
Does anyone else feel like we're making it harder for ourselves later?
How do you mean?
Well, there's a chance that we may not be on the same side as these people very soon.
Yeah, but we'll be on the inside at least.
I guess my point to that is if we find security issues, showing them some is good, but maybe we should hold on to a few ourselves.
So we can exploit them, you figure?
We already have a good seating. It's likely if we find any security issues and deliver it to them, they'll be at least impressed enough to keep us in the top 3. I don't care if we're the top slot.
Yeah, we don't need to overachieve.
It's more important for us to know what other teams find as security issues, and then what is still available as a security issue for the future, if you ask me.
Yeah, makes sense.
I agree.
Absolutely. That being said, we still want to perform well. But
so
yeah.
I have a question. You're going to be deploying from the DBC, right? Should we remain in the combat arena to provide support, or should we just drop you off and get to a safe distance? What's our job here?
That's a good question. Perhaps they will clarify once we get our marching orders. I would say let's treat it as a normal op and stick around to provide us operations support.
All right. We'll stay out of the line of fire, but close enough to swoop in and pick you up if things go south then.
That sounds good. We'll use all the resources we would normally have at our disposal, unless told otherwise.
Hey, yeah, boss, I have a question.
Sure.
How, I have a problem phrasing this. If every team has different ways of doing things, and, well, obviously we have someone on the inside, Epic, telling us what to expect or when to expect it, don't some teams have, like, more or less members and things like that? Doesn't that make things a little lopsided? Do you think that's gonna matter?
You mean the other teams?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you saying? You think?
Well, I'm saying some of them teams got 5 people. Some of them teams got like the big old hulky Goliaths on their team. Some of them got like a gunship for support. You think you guys are going to be okay with what we got?
I mean, it's never been a completely fair competition, but I think we'll be able to deal. I don't think we're going up against the other teams directly, are we?
Are we sure?
I mean,
Ever
that's
since
fair.
they told
I'm not
us to
sure
move
about
and
any-
keep our ships distant and secret from each other, I've been wondering if we weren't. Curry has a point.
Yeah.
Jess, were we able to find out where any of the other ships were?
Yeah. I found one of them. I know you didn't ask me to, but I was curious. I was able to determine where the Dire Scholars are stationed.
I've got a pretty decent rapport with those guys. They seem decently on the up and up. If you want, we can try to contact them before or slightly after the mission launches. 2 teams working together, unless it's prohibited in the rules, I don't see a problem with it. They only have something to gain from it, right? What place were they in?
Like I said, they're, again, most interested in exposing security flaws.
As
I
of,
can only see.
just to answer your question, as of right now, you and Share Seal are tied for first, and Dire Seal is Dire Scholars is 3rd place in the overall rankings currently.
They have the most to gain and lose from it, sounds like. So
Yeah.
I tried to find out where the others were as well, but I think they drifted a little bit too far out of range. Remember, if I could do this, if they have sufficiently canny people on their teams too, they might know where we are right now.
they might have been doing this on purpose. They might be hoping for the same thing. It's up to you, Astro. It's a card we can play.
I think it's a good idea. Why don't you reach out to them?
Yeah, I nod.
The other thing, the other thing Effic told me was Grimes kind of changed his tune regarding us. So when I talked to him at the soiree, we were getting on pretty friendly, buddy. Effic said, as of recently, he's really down on our team and been kind of talking shit about us with the other committee members.
Did we do something to him? Did we piss him off?
Well, that's what Effic was trying to ascertain. I couldn't think of anything. As far as I know, I'm the only one that actually talked to him.
Was he just talking bad about us?
He was. Didn't Effic say there's another team he was also downplaying?
Dire
Yeah.
Scholars.
Dire Scholars. Yes, the Dire Scholars too.
So the top. So the second. So the top placing teams. It sounds like.
Yeah, maybe he wants to knock us out of 2nd and 3rd place, so his preferred team could get in.
Yeah,
Who
doesn't
don't
would
think
be
it's
his preferred team then?
Who's in 4th?
Not sure.
I'm
Who's
guessing it's Uncanny Jerkholes.
It's Uncanny Ravine.
I
don't
don't
think
I think they have dirt on Don't they have dirt also on Grimes?
Not that I know of, but if
I don't know
I
how
was
we would
able
know
to,
that. Yeah.
Oh.
but if I was able to find dirt on him, it's entirely impossible. It's entirely possible they found the same dirt on him, and they beat me to it.
Just to
Yeah, I
clarify,
don't-
isn't Uncanny Ravine in 2nd in terms of points?
No. Total points. It goes Share Seal and you guys are tied for 1st place. And then Dire Scholars
Okay.
are right behind you in
Okay.
3rd place.
Yeah, there's no second place.
There's
right
no
now.
second because there's a tie for first.
Right. That's where I was getting confused. That's why I just wanted to clarify.
I don't think that Grimes is the problem here. I think that whatever is causing him to change his tune is, and I think we hit the nail on the head here. It's probably Uncanny Ravine. Although, knowing them and how they operate, I think it might be more likely that they have someone captured that he is close to or kidnapped or threatening in some way.
Well, that's also something, if you want to share that with the Dire Scholars, possibly Grimes is after their position, trying to knock them out of third. That could be another reason they'd be convinced to work with us.
You know, sounds kind of like a security breach to me.
Huh? That is a very good point.
Maybe, got an idea. I'll talk with the scholars.
Okay. Follow your gut. I like where this is heading. All right, that's all, team. Everyone, get ready. We're gonna be launching off here intimately. So, probably in the next few hours or so, we're gonna get called up. Imminently, not intimately.
I was in my head. I was ready to make the joke. I was ready. I was like, "You're getting ready to go intimately. You're all there hugging. You're like, we got this,
too,
guys. We're in this together."
I hate this team.
That too.
Is it getting hot in here, guys? I'm gonna take my shirt off.
You okay there, Astro? Maybe you
Astro.
need some coffee, as, Dyne hands him the pot, not the cup.
As we're getting up, I'm just going to say, just to clarify, we're okay throwing Grimes completely under the bus here, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Absolutely.
Heck, we could throw him in the path
Screw
of
him.
the DBC. I'd be fine with that.
All right, so you all now know that your mission is going to kick off like within the hour. So, what are you all doing?
I would like to get the information that Astro has on Grime from him before I make my call.
Yeah, so the blackmail material is basically that Grimes is sort of like, as I think we said, like, he's engaged in like some sort of larceny or something,
He's skimming off the top in
Right.
Project Rebirth. He has created a secret account that on paper is to be used for supplies acquisition for Project Rebirth, but he has not told anyone about it, and all those supplies keep getting funneled into that account. He is the only one accessing and using the money that goes there. So it seems like he is using it as a personal bank fund.
It's not enough by itself to be proof, but it's if someone investigated, it would be a problem. I'm guessing.
If you tipped off someone in the know, like one of the other committee members, it would take them all of an hour to find the proof, because all they would have to do is know about it, and then they could find it, basically.
So yeah, I'll share that with Steve.
Yeah, as I get that from you, I'm going to say, if my plan works the way I want it to, this is all going to but guarantee that the Dire Scholars is going to be in the third position. Is that what we want? I know that something about Dyne and his dwarf friends needed to be higher up, or wasn't there another team that we were interested in?
You can ignore Dwarf Elboss. That problem is not something we need to worry about right now.
Okay.
Okay. The only other team we're on good terms with is the Kane Vagrants.
The Shep guys, right?
Yeah. But it is what it is. Honestly, I'd be happy if they didn't get, involved in Project Rebirth. It's probably better off that they find work elsewhere.
Well, you're telling me what I want to hear. All right, thanks, boss. I'll let you know how the conversation goes.
All right, sounds good.
All right, the rest of you start making preparations, making sure your mechs are in order. The ship is all like heated up and ready to go. Curry has all of everything locked down in flight position. And now, Steve, that there is nothing left for you to do to prepare before the mission goes off. Yep. Then whatever you want to do now.
All right, I'm going to have Jessica set up a transmission, but preferably disguise it as like a ping searching for ships, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And assuming that they're going to figure that out pretty quick when we start messaging them.
Okay. Yeah. So she is able to send that out there. She's like, okay. Yeah, I would. Okay. Yeah. I have made it easily detectable. So they're going to zero on in this in like a minute.
I don't tell you enough that you're the best.
Well, I like to hear it all the same. All right,
we just wait for them to respond.
Yeah, no, I there's a hit on the line. They have zeroed in our signal and it looks like they're pinging back to see where the signal's coming from. They'll see us here any moment. Do you want me to send a communication request in response to that?
Yeah, originally I was hoping the communication request would be inside the pinging so that it wouldn't be as detectable by other people.
Sure. Yeah, no, I can make sure that the signal they follow back to its source has a thread on it that they can open up to us.
Okay.
All right, that's odd. They cut... Well, I wouldn't have done that.
What's wrong?
They followed it back to the source. They found out who we are. And instead of opening the communications request, they cut the line. It's like they answered, but it's... Okay, I'll open it up. She pulls the communication up on screen for you. And it cuts to what should be a communication channel. It's not closed. It's an open communication channel, but it's just giving you fuzz. They're keeping the line open, but no one's responding.
You think they can hear us?
Maybe.
Look, scholars, it's me. Figured we could use a talk since we're close by. Assume you found us originally.
She looks at all her diagnostics of the signal. Sound's going through. If there's someone on the other side of this, they can hear us. We're transmitting through it just fine, but I'm not getting anything back.
Look, we're trying to disguise the signal here. I don't know if you're getting this or not, but if you are, this is only to your benefit to answer us. You don't have long before the next mission starts. Reach out to us if you heard this. I'll just nod over at Jessica.
The line's just saying open. Should I end it?
Probably at this point. Unless there's something else you can do on the line.
She does that thing where she nods her head back and forth like I could push it. But that's basically she's communicating to you non-verbally in the way that's she can do something. It's just risky.
I'll try to non-verbally kind of question her, how risky? I get you, but
she looks up a little bit and she goes. She shrugs at you and then this will say, not explosive.
Do it.
Okay. She attempts to forcibly open the line from your side, which, even with little systems experience on your end, you know that this is the equivalent of making the line loud to the person you're directly connected to, which means it's like as if you're in their sensor range, right? They could do a full scan of you now if they wanted to. You know, it's like really opening up the line to be like, hey, we mean no harm kind of thing. She does this. It opens up completely. And then the second or two after she does this, the line cuts. I didn't shut that off. Someone disconnected it on the other end.
All right. Well, if they contest us back in time, then we'll have something, but there might be something going on with them that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, I thought you said you had a good relationship with that crew.
Decent enough. I'm not necessarily a likable guy, so...
Oh, nonsense. You're plenty likable.
I raise an eyebrow at her.
Well, I like you.
Well, we have history.
She smiles and, like, rubs your arm reassuringly. Hey, the DBC crew likes you.
Ignorance is bliss.
She laughs to herself. Well, I could say the same for me.
All right, well, it's in their hands now. They obviously know what's going on. Strange.
Right. Yeah, I mean, sorry it didn't work out.
Well, it still may. We'll see.
All right. As you guys are having this conversation, you get a signal that comes shipwide that you are being hailed by the station. As this happens, how does the crew respond? Do you guys like go up to the bridge to like pull it up, or like what do you do?
Yeah,
do
Astro,
some of you stay in your quarters? Do some of you go to the hangar? Like what's the crew's response to this, knowing what this probably is?
He heads up to the bridge.
I'll come up as well.
I'll come up as well. Yeah.
And he's like, looks like we're getting our marching orders. Let's pull it up.
All right. On the screen, you pull up. By the way, Steve, are you in the bridge already?
Yeah, I assumed
is that
so.
where this was happening?
I
thought
assumed
so
at least.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Okay. So the other three come up into the bridge after you guys get this signal. Astro, you pull it up. On the main screen, you see it's Losamar. Losa goes, hello, Murder of Crows. You'll be glad to hear your wait is over. I hope everyone's wide awake and ready to go because marching orders have come in.
Wow, that was fast.
Well, need to make sure you're on your toes. You are going to be attacking a security platform. There are a number of security platforms hovering just outside of the interconnected stations of the structure of E2705. We want you to simulate what would happen if a team led an attack specifically to take down one of these security stations to open a hole in the defense network. We can't tell you too much about what to expect there, but if you were being given this mission by an external force, what they would probably know is that it is a well-defended platform that has a variety of turrets and can probably scramble defenses over time to deal with you. I can't give you too much more, but you will be considered successful if you can take over the platform.
All right, sounds like fun.
All right, I am transmitting the coordinates to your ship right now, and, well, get to it. She smiles, and the signal cuts out.
All right, what? You heard her. Let's get ready. Hey, Steve, how'd it go with the Dire Scholars?
Strangely, They didn't respond. We're confident that they at least knew we were trying to contact them. I tried to explain we were trying to help, but I don't know if they heard that part or not. When we forcibly opened the line, they cut it off soon after. They might be cautious, not knowing what this next mission was, that we might be trying to exploit them in some way, but it seems odd. We're already in the lead. I don't know why we would need to do that.
Something feels off, like something's going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to yet. I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Well, if nothing else, we at least still have what we have on Grime, and we can give that information up if we feel like we need to later as a security threat. It doesn't change anything, and it still gets us through this mission just fine. So anything we find here, we can use or keep however we want, I suppose.
All right, that sounds like that's the best we can do. Let's
We'll
stay focused. We're in good position. I think we'll be in the clear after this.
Just something still feels a bit off. I think we should all be prepared for maybe even multiple Lancer crews attempting the same thing at once on these security platforms, which would complicate things.
That may be. Yeah, and I'm sure they want to tell us that ahead of time. They want to see how we react to the direct competition.
All right, team. Are you ready to deploy?
I'm ready.
All right.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Whoa.
All right. You are ferried by the DBC to the defense platform. It is heavily defended with a flak cannon, anti-flying in space turrets, and you can detect from a distance a variety of internal hangars that seem set up to scramble interceptors should anyone approach. You're kicking a hornet's nest here. They've asked you, go kick a hornet's nest and see how tough that is what your mission is. We will be running this sitrep as a siege mission. You will see there are 4 control zones, an enemy deployment zone, and 2 enemy ingress zones. Along the left side, there is a player deployment zone. In order to succeed the mission, at the end of round 6, all you need to win is control at least 3 of the control zones on the map. If at the end of round 6 you own at least 3 of those zones, you have successfully completed the siege. You can deploy anywhere within the player deployment zone, so you guys might want to figure out now where you want to be in that zone. Feel free to mess around and see wherever you want to be there. Now, this is how the control zones work. All 4 control zones are initially under enemy control. A player may, as a protocol, bring a control zone under your control, referred to as flipping the control zone. You can only flip a control zone if there are an equal amount or fewer enemy characters in the zone than there are players. If there are more enemy characters in a zone than there are players, the zone cannot be flipped. Does that make sense?
Do turrets count as enemy players,
those
and
are
can
enemies.
they flip it? Okay.
Yeah, enemy turrets are enemy units. So, as you can see, the 4 control zones already start with a strong defensive advantage here. Yeah, so this is going to be your mission. You've been tasked with completing this mission. You have 6 rounds in order to take this little platform under your control. And, we'll just see if anything develops while that's happening.
Do we have time to discuss as we're approaching?
As you're approaching in the DBC, as you're getting outfitted in your mechs and getting ready to launch out the sides, I will say absolutely you have time to talk with each other.
And are they manned turrets, or are they
you don't have that
Not
information.
manned. Okay. Then I'll ask Astro, if those turrets are unmanned, do you think you'd be able to hack them to our side? If we can find where they're being controlled?
Possibly.
'Cause if we could get them on our side, that would turn the tide a lot.
Possibly. I imagine they're controlled by a central system within the security platform. It may only be possible if I get there and actually disembark from my neck and get inside.
Jess, can you scan them and find out if that's the case?
Sure. I'll try right now as we're closing in. I want someone to make a pilot check on behalf of her, and you can give her assistance by using a skill of your own.
All right, I can do that. I'll help you with that, Jessica, and I'll roll my hack.
And you may do so with accuracy because she is good at this. This is what she does.
Right. Cool. Accuracy, accurate, and I rolled a 24.
Okay.
Nice.
Between you and her, you are able to confirm these are all manned turrets. You imagine part of the reason why you have been given dummy rounds is so that you don't kill the people in these turrets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are manned turrets, so...
Dumb question. The purple tiles are space, right?
The purple tiles on the screen. So for people who can't see the map, there are a variety of space platforms floating in space. There are purple squares that represent free-floating space, and there are a variety of differently sized platforms that are all various delineations of gray. That is the platform itself with buildings of all sorts. Just kind of littered across these platforms. So there is a variety of cover available all over the map, and there is currently a turret sitting in one each of 4 control zones. There's a control zone in the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast of this control platform that they are attempting to attack.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that answers my question.
Oh, actually, you have one more piece of information because they have to deploy first. So can we assume you guys launch out of the DBC to advance on the platform then?
I'm good with that.
Okay. As you are approaching to the deployment zone, you see the enemy's hangars begin to open, and 4 interceptors fly up out of a central hangar that seem like they're being scrambled to intercept you. So as you're deploying, you get to know that those 4 interceptors are starting right dead center of the map.
Got it.
So make your decisions with that in mind as well.
All right. Yeah, moving COMET around. Maybe I should. Not far away.
I mean,
I'm moving myself a little north on the map.
I'm kind of figuring I'm going to rush one.
Trade your sides, COMET. Let's split up. You
okay.
And I. You're not COMET, CHIMERA.
I know.
Well, I'm trying to get one tanky person on each side.
Yeah, COMET's the tank, right?
Yeah, sure.
How about you come back up here?
Yeah, go back up with KESTRAL there, CHIMERA.
KESTRAL, can you not be on that exact space because I'm gonna make a beeline for the cannon.
Oh, me? Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Because it's perfectly horizontal for me, then.
You guys are deploying very forward. You're very aggressive with your deployment coming into this, which is an interesting tact to take.
Yes.
Look, I only move 3 spaces each time I move. I need all the space I can get.
We don't. Our artillery's not like that. With Rock gone, we don't have a whole lot of long range artillery. Is all I'm saying.
What I will say, Orion, is that your turret is way faster than their turrets. At least you move 3 spaces. Their turrets can't move, so you're infinitely faster than they are.
That may be true, but I need to reach the zone to take the zone.
Yeah, fair.
I guess we're all fitted with like the 0G stuff, aren't we?
You tell me. Did you all come with... Wait,
I am.
people who have the ability to fly don't need it. COMET, did you save system space so that you can maneuver in 0G?
I don't currently.
You might want to fix that.
Well,
I imagine that
am I allowed to retroactively fix that?
I made
that was one of the
very
conversations
clear.
we had.
Yeah,
I think
I think I made very clear that this was going to be a space mission. So I think it costs 1 system point in order to have a EVA system.
Yeah, I can.
So you're probably going to want to swap out a system for an EVA system.
Let's swap out the Lotus projector.
Just check everyone here. Yeah, there's an EVA module. Obviously, KESTRAL is a flippy, flappy Tweety bird, so you don't, you definitely don't need it. CHIMERA, you have a jump jet system, so that'll work absolutely.
How do I? Oh, I have to go. All right, give me a second. Let me fix this.
Yeah, right now you're at 11 out of 11 SP. Because you knew and you were given advance warning this was going to be a space mission, I'm going to allow it. But in the future, if you ever get surprised with a space mission and don't have an EVA module, you'll have to figure that out on the fly.
Yeah. Fair enough. So I'll switch out the Lotus projector.
Okay.
Take that out and replace it with... I'm going to...
Do you want me to update your mech system here?
Yeah, can I say that I have my 0G... what's it called? Why can't I find the thing?
Are you
EVA
in mech
module.
systems?
Yeah, let's say instead of the Lotus projector, I have my EVA module and my manipulators.
Okay, let me pull you up here. So I'm gonna edit your mech. Okay. Not destroyed. Remove. Oh, that's not what I want. Edit.
I don't know why, but the Monty Python interlude music just came up in my head.
Hey, Astro, are you in your mech right now? Like in the? Do you have the sheet pulled up? Can you close your sheet, please?
Got it.
I think it might not be letting me remove it because you're also in there.
Okay, I just closed it.
Yeah, now that you're out, it's letting me do it. Okay, so I got rid of your Lotus projector. I'm adding the EVA module. And what's the other thing you wanted for the last point?
The manipulators.
Manipulators. It's so easy to switch things out here. Cool. There you go. You're back up to 11. If you open up your sheet, you're at 11 out of 11, and you should see those at the bottom of your sheet.
Excellent. Okay.
Now, if only you were a goblin and you merged with CHIMERA, you wouldn't have to worry about the EVA, would you?
I know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's I think it's honestly funny that the goblin would have worked super well with the sniper you had on your team for the first half of this campaign, and then you switch to it once he leaves.
The timing has just never been right for me.
Well, I think the one you've got now is a good one for the mise-en-scene. The swallowtail is very good. All right, cool. Is everyone ready to start this mission?
I have one more question.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at the map, and then on these platforms, I'm seeing a lot of yellow, like danger-lined spaces. Is there anything obvious about these, or is it just decoration, or I have no idea?
You have no way of knowing.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I just don't know.
That's good.
I'm going to remind...
Do they look similar to the zones we were in the last fight where things came out of?
They don't look like the things things came out of, but they are painted similarly to where the mines were.
Yeah,
that's what I was concerned about. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to remind CHIMERA that the mines activated within a burst 1 of standing on it. So, like...
What? I thought some drones came out.
It was like here or here.
The ones on the wall had drones that came out of them. The ones on the floor were mines. There was a specific one on the floor that a mech rose out of. That's probably the one you're thinking of. That was the hive. Remember the hive that came in later?
Yeah. I hated that thing.
Yeah. Let's hope that doesn't happen again.
I'm realizing I picked a platform that's full of those markers. The one I'm going to rush. And he's also
the one
the
you picked is full of those markers.
Yeah, they don't all have the equal amount.
I mean, if anyone's going to rush it, it's probably me because I have the highest defense, but it's just like, great. I have to deal with mines and all the other stuff on that platform as well. Assuming they're mines, which they may not be.
No problems down here. What are you talking about?
Why does that concern me more? I don't want to go down there. I don't know what's down there. I have an idea of what's up here.
All right. Now, are you all ready to start this deployment?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I think so.
All right. You are fully the offensive attackers of this mission, which means you are absolutely the ones who are going to activate first.
Okay.
What do you do?
We will start measuring things.
Everyone's going to start pulling out their measurement tools.
I feel like
almost no reason for me to go first, so I'll just...
I was thinking maybe I should go first because if I can get within range of the flak cannon, the cannon here, then like it'll get difficulty because it can't shoot if I'm right next to it, or it'll be difficult for it to shoot.
Yeah, that's good. Either you or me, because I figured I could start putting locks on targets and stuff like that. But yeah, why don't you go for it there, Evelene?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see a way to do this without getting near one of the. Well, I guess I could go around at an angle.
You could be our guinea pig.
I'm thinking about that.
I do think that putting landmines out in a space combat where it is expected the enemy can and will be floating through space and flying seems a little odd. They're likely not mines. I don't know what they are, but it seems weird that they would be mines, right? Can we just all agree on that?
Okay,
that's true.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to test this out here, right now.
KESTRAL, you do have to start within the green bordered area.
I didn't mean to move that. Sorry.
Okay. No worries.
Okay, then Chimera's going to...
Chimera's up first. You are activated.
Chimera's going to take off and... Was it Alt or Control that allows you to... Yeah, there it is.
If you hold Control while pulling away from yourself, you will draw a line.
Okay, cool. I'm going to move... Chimera's going to move 5 spaces ahead. And then... Evelene's going to activate her grapple doohickeys to pull to the building right in front of her. So basically another 5 spaces.
Absolutely. Hey, Chimera.
Guess what?
What?
Oh, sorry. You're supposed to say that, but go ahead.
Oh, guess what? Make an agility save, please.
You're welcome, guys. Where's
still probably
here it is.
The right play.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt it.
Probably.
I don't think so. I do have skirmish, which I don't know if this is an attack or just a regular.
It is not an attack.
Okay, fine. Well, here goes something. 13.
13, you pass. You are being pulled too quickly for this to take effect, but you do get to see what it does. Chimera, as your Ferris Lash kind of like drags you right onto the platform, you kind of like launch yourself forward and then, almost grapple hook yourself onto the platform. If not for your speed and your grapple hook, you watch as the dangerous point you noted on the ground all of a sudden starts pulling your mech towards it. You see that some sort of attraction, some sort of electromagnet was deployed on that zone, and though you whip through its zone of control fast enough to not be affected by it, you imagine it was to draw you in and lock you down had you been affected by it.
I will pass this along to everyone else and saying, is it just like burst 1? You figure the range?
The one you passed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they may not all be the same, but it's
If all of them are the same thing, then it was a burst 1.
okay. Hey guys, they got electric magnets. Thank you.
You all
That's
watch
how
as
good they
Chimera
work.
like launched herself forward. Her mech kind of like got drawn towards that space a little bit as she boosted past it. But her Ferris Lash was strong enough to pull her out the other side of it.
Good to know.
Cool. And then I am going to was it boost? Yeah. I'm going to boost around the building to be right in front of the flak cannon.
Okay, absolutely.
And I think I am going to spend the heat to overcharge so I can at least deal some damage. So, we have a sheet for that. So I'm just going to attack with my blade axe, battle axe. And let's see, I do get accuracy because it's the first attack of the round. $28.
Ooh, 28. Well, that absolutely hits. You are able to whack at it with your battle axe. You watch as not a lot happens because you simulated this in such a way that you don't get the feedback you're used to getting from these kinds of hits that you pull off. Let me see. Does it do -8? Cancel. No, it doesn't. Okay, so I will have to just... If I click on it out here... Now I have to do it manually. I hate having to do calculations. Let me get a calculator.
And that's why we have computers who do this for us.
All right. You hit it, and you watch as noticeably its own motors slow down. You can tell it's trying to simulate that it got hit pretty hard, and you've knocked it off balance a little bit.
Ah, you got me.
Yeah.
Got him. That'll be it for me.
All right. Let's see.
Man, battles like this do make me miss rock.
All right, so first things first, the bombard cannon, the flak cannon that you attacked, is going to activate.
I'd like to see it try. I mean, it will.
It just did.
To activate? Wait, what?
It happens. Past tense has taken place. And the first thing it's going to do is... Ordnance means it has to be the first thing it does, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Excluding
Yes.
protocols, yeah. It can't. Well, it can't move before shooting, right? Like that's the thing Ordnance does.
No, ordnance means that weapon must be the first thing done in the round, otherwise the weapon cannot be fired.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool beans. It has range. Let's figure out what range
I thought we found out you could overcharge first and then Ordnance after, but it was like a full action or something. I don't know. Whatever.
No.
Maybe, I'm thinking of something else, probably.
All right, cool. So what it's going to do first is it's going to fire its bombard cannon. It is arcing, so it fires it directly in the air to land back down on Chimera, who's right next to it.
Doesn't it get difficulty on this roll because I'm next to it?
Why would it?
I thought there was a thing for range attacks, so that if there's someone in combat range, it has difficulty on a
Oh,
roll.
yeah. No, it will have a difficulty on this.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have... oh, no, you attacked, so you no longer have that skirmisher soft cover, right?
Correct.
That's how your thing works. Okay.
I mean, it's going to get poked when it attack sweep. But
sure.
do the damage
sure,
first.
Absolutely, it will. Boop. All right, Chimera. That is a 10 versus your evasion.
Dead on.
Ooh, nice. It does 7 explosive damage to you.
Okay, cool. And then is this not armor piercing, right? So it only does 5.
It says. Yes, it is normal damage, not armor piercing. Just normal explosive. So
I'll
yes, 5 damagios.
DiMaggio.
Are they Joe?
Joe DiMaggio.
And now, with its other action, it's going to deploy a flare drone.
Ooh, that seems complicated.
Neat. Oh, and it does take I think you probably already did this, but it takes 1 damage from the
Oh
spikes.
I'm going to just go ahead and take. I'm going to go ahead and put just a little dude on the field because I don't really have a good token to use for them.
You know, just a little guy.
Just a little
he's just
guy.
a little guy. Little buddy.
So I'm going to use one of those suppressors.
Okay.
From the last mission you did. So it is deployed within range of wherever it wants, basically range 25. It projects bright light in a burst too. Any character in the affected light, including those that move into the area or start within it, lose invisible and hidden, cannot hide or turn invisible, and the bombard gains accuracy to attacks against characters within the area. It can only have 1 drone deployed at a time, basically. So it is going to deploy the drone. Boop. Out by Orion and Comet, who have yet to move in yet.
Okay. Kind of like a Lotus projector.
Now, judging from the
Wait.
word, it says the bombard gains +1 accuracy, but is that for all the flat cannons then? And do they each have their own drone, or is it?
So, interestingly, they have a networked system. So they are all going to be able to take advantage of each other's flare drones. Yes.
Okay.
I forget. Is this D&D? Did I get a reaction when it gets out of range, or is that also in Lancer?
There. You
Overwatch,
remember
it's
you
called.
have a thing that you can do called blah blah blah.
Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I use my Overwatch since it had to go past me?
No, it didn't move. It was deployed. There.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it came out of the turret.
Deploy doesn't count as movement. You couldn't shoot you couldn't use your Overwatch to knock a bullet out of the air, for example.
Actually, I can, but
No,
no Overwatch. It's a duelist thing, but
yeah, but that also is an oversimplification of that ability.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the Napoleon has a system that lets you shoot a bullet out of the air with your own bullet, but that's a different story.
Well, we'll talk about it when you guys get a Napoleon.
I used it for 1 mission.
But yeah, that flak cannon has activated. It's back to your side.
Okay, cool. I think I might.
Yeah, I imagine one of you guys want to go and maybe even take care of that drone. So I'll probably go last. So.
Okay. Let me see. All right, so my speed is 6, right? Check something real quick. Yeah, 6 is my speed. I want to get a sensor range of one of these interceptors that are more towards the middle of the platform. So let's see. This guy, 20. I can get there. So, all right. Making some measurements, but anyway, Comet is going to move forward using his EVA module, which he prepared, knowing this was going to be a space mission.
100%.
And he's going to move just forward towards the south platform. And then he is within sensor range of a few of the interceptors that have just deployed. I think he's going to target one of the interceptors with an invade tech action. And he's going to use puppet system if successful. So let me roll so I'm going to do the south one, the southmost interceptor, and I'll roll my tech attack for this.
Okay, so you're using a tech attack against it.
I am.
Okay, so it's in response.
Wait, invade is
a tech attack.
It's a tech attack, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it is going to barrel roll with chaff launchers. Chaff launchers are a modification on a barrel roll. Barrel roll normally lets you dodge a melee or ranged attack. Chaff launchers allow it to also use that ability against tech attacks. So it flies 6 spaces in any direction, causing the attack to miss. In addition, because of the chaff launchers, it counts as being in soft cover until the end of its next turn.
Okay.
So you watch as you target one of the interceptors with your invade system, and surprising you, it can tell it's being targeted. You watch it spin and dart forward directly towards you as it just unleashes all this chaff into the air that completely fries your sensors, and you aren't able to maintain the lock on your tech attack.
Okay. And it looks like he flew forward like 6 spaces, and he went right over that little hazard tile. It didn't seem to affect him.
100%.
Good to know. I was actually trying to be clever and use puppet system to force him onto one of those, but I guess they only work on enemies.
So you didn't really even fail your roll here.
Yeah,
you got what you wanted.
That's kind of what I was going to do anyway. Of course, if I had succeeded, he also would have taken heat, but oh well. So then I'm just going to put lock on the flak cannon that's south closest to me.
Does it just need to be in sensor range, or do you have to see it to do lock on?
That's a good question.
I think it just probably has to be in sensor range. Just to note that these platforms are covered with buildings. That flak cannon is behind a size 3 building from you.
Got it. Let me look that up.
I think it just needs to be within your sensors. So I'm going to put locked on it, and you can tell me if that was incorrect later.
Okay, cool. That's it for me. I'm going to tell Orion, attack the flak cannon I just locked on, and you get a leadership die.
Neat.
By the way, just so you know, I leveled up in the leadership skill, and that means I now have inspiring presence. Allies that have your leadership die. Oops, I was reading that, it just went away. The heck? That was weird. I don't know where it went. I was reading something and it went away. But basically it means you can use the die to negate damage that you're taking or add on to damage after you hit. And I'll get you the exact description. But just so you know.
Cool.
That's it for me.
All right, excellent. In that case, it will ping pong back over to the other side. So we're active, and now you're inactive. All right, let's bebop over to the other side here. This flak cannon that you locked onto is going to go. It, obviously, must use its bombard cannon to start with, since it's an ordnance weapon. It is going to target Orion. It is going to launch it past you so it explodes behind you, hopefully not destroying its flare drone in the process. Orion. Do you have anything on you right now that modifies this roll?
Nope. I am just a normal tank.
And it gets +1 accuracy because of the flare drone. All right, that will be an 11 versus your evasion, which is a hit for 7 explosive damage.
You know, even if it didn't have the accuracy, it would hit my evasion.
So, by the way, so what you could do if you wanted is expend your leadership die to reduce the damage by 1d6.
Yep, I'm aware. I think though,
good.
at least with how I am at the moment, I'd rather have the accuracy.
Sure. Or the bonus damage if you want to use the bonus damage, that's +1d6.
I mean, I also have armor, so I take reduced damage by 1.
True.
So I take 6, which will take me down to 17.
Sorry.
All right.
There we go. That's what I sorry, I've been I didn't realize I've been spamming the chat. There's something weird going on. What, like, I clicked on my skill in my character sheet in Foundry, and then it turned it into a level 1 skill. That's why I couldn't read the Inspiring Presence.
It wasn't giving you the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, okay.
Well, as its other action, it is also going to deploy another flare drone. This one is going to deploy right next to you, Comet.
Okay.
All right. That was boop. Its turn. Back to your side. Orion or KESTRAL?
I'll go, unless you really want to go, Jay.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Let's see. I can go here. That'll work. We're just gonna go all out from the start. I'm gonna try and fly past this drone and go here.
Sure, absolutely. You fly past the drone, getting a little bit closer to the platform.
And then I see no reason to hold back at this point. So, no.
You moved. Okay. I'm going to activate 2 reactions. Orion, as you move, the 2 middle interceptors both use rapid response. An enemy character within line of sight moves. They may both boost as a reaction. So both the interceptors boost off their starting position towards you.
All right. Let's see here. That should do. I am going to boost, get a little bit closer. Because I can't fire my ZF4 since it's an ordnance weapon. Then we are going to take aim at the flak cannon because it should be.
It has locked on.
Yeah, it's locked on. It's in sight.
It's also shredded, if that matters.
Guess we'll find out.
You will be firing through size 3 cover to get to it. So it will have soft cover because it's not right up against it. It's not like hard cover, but you can still target it. It just will be...
Because I need to get off the ruler and put on there because I was right there. I think I'm just going to go 6 straight forward.
Okay. Yeah, 3 and 3. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. No more soft cover.
Okay, you boost straight forward, and now you have a straight line on it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to start off, and we are going to fire my heavy patterned laser rifle, and I'm going to consume the lock-on to get accuracy.
All right. Remember, if you target it, it can calculate that into your roll if you have it targeted when you roll it.
Yes.
You just need to mouse over it and press the T button.
T.
Yep.
Yep. And I accidentally closed the Prometheus. There we go.
Now, when you hit the button, it should ask you if you want to use the lock-on or not.
Consume lock-on. And there we go.
Ooh, very nice.
18.
An 18 absolutely hits it. You do 3 heat to yourself.
Yep.
So it activates it. Well, it already had active siege armor. It has resistance to all damage from attacks that originate beyond range 3. Does shredded work for resistance as well, COMET?
Isn't that the point of shredded, right? Takes resistances out?
Is it resistance and armor?
I'm pretty sure because, let's look it up.
I have shredded right here. But shredded says no armor or resistance. So luckily, because your ally shredded it with that lock on, you get all of this damage through.
Nice.
You didn't even know it had resistance, but you countered it anyway.
And also, because the leadership die was used, I'm going to roll the extra damage from the leadership die because I have it.
Yeah,
why not?
Absolutely.
He told me to kill it, okay?
Yeah.
100%. All right, so
Nice.
what's that total damage look like, Orion?
11 plus 3 is 14, plus 4 is 18, 24?
That's a lot of damage.
He
Did
rolled
20
a 6 on the leadership die,
Did
so you rolled max.
24 damage with that attack?
Uh-huh.
Holy crapola. You watch as you aim at the flak cannon and activate all the systems that would go into attacking it and consuming the lock-on, and you just watch that flak cannon, it just turns off.
That's right, you can't destroy stuff at this mission. Yeah.
Watch me.
Look, it shot me, I shot back, okay?
I mean, if I actually push it off a cliff and it falls to its doom, it's just an accident, right?
In space? No, I think it's nothing.
Oh, that's right. Forgot we were in space.
I think it just stops. I think it just floats. I think it maintains its vector. All right, let me go ahead and skull this guy out of the thing.
Yeah, one down.
All right, you've destroyed a flak cannon. Anything else, Senor Orion?
No, I think I've done enough damage for this round.
All right. It will be back to their side now. Let me find the one that did this.
Who did this?
Just clarifying, I think you already said it. It was 6 rounds of combat that we had to control him?
By the end of the 6th round of combat, you need to control 3 zones.
Okay.
You're in round 1 now.
Isn't the 6th round pointless if you have to protocol? I guess not really.
Because because you might have only gotten to the space on the 5th round, which means in the 6th round, you can protocol it at the beginning. Right, you might need that last round to flip it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess the last turn of the last round, if they're not in a space, is pointless.
Exactly. Yeah, in that last round, really, it's flip or be fucked, right? If you're not in position by round 6, you're probably not going to do anything additional.
Yeah. Okay.
Or unless, here's a thing, keep in mind that moving other people is an option. You could, in the 6th round, move someone else into position, and then they take their turn and protocol it.
I could puppet system
Okay, yeah.
one of you guys.
Yeah, there's plenty of force
Okay,
movement that could work
Can
that
you
way.
can people allow an invade
Yeah.
to happen successfully?
100%. Yep. I don't see why not. There's
I mean,
nothing
you
that
have
says
to-
you can't, so I'm going
Yeah.
to say yes.
I mean,
All right.
fighting against an invade is actively trying to prevent it from happening. So you can just take your
Right.
hand off the keyboard,
Yeah.
right?
Be like, okay, yeah, do it.
I'm going to just measure something real quick.
I don't like that. Why are you drawing that line across the map?
I just like drawing big lines, okay?
I mean,
Leave me
moon.
alone. I
I
like
mean,
big
moon,
lines.
but still.
Ooh, excellent. Okay, so here's the thing. Comet, you know that drone that was put next to you? It's gone because it deactivates and it just turns off and it's just floating there now because the turret that deployed it is down. So
Right.
that's nice for you. But on the other hand, this flak cannon on the way northeast is going to fire at its farthest range and land an explosive attack right between Orion and Comet that has a burst 2. Boo. So that's going to target both
Ooh.
Comet and Orion here.
Just barely in there.
So first things first. Do any of you have active things on you that will make this worse currently?
I don't think so.
No, I think is the answer. Okay,
No,
so
I
I'm
don't
just gonna
think
hit.
so.
I'm just gonna hit roll. All right, so
Okay.
that's a 5 versus Comet and a 10 versus Orion. Now I have a few other things to add on this. Okay, firstly, cluster munitions. It deals an additional 2. Actually, no, this is a rank tier 2 enemy. It does an additional 3 damage to all targets for each target beyond the first. So instead of 7, that's now 10 damage, and it has cluster seeking bombs. When it attacks, 3 characters of their choice within range 3 of the targeted space all take 3 explosive damage, hit or miss. So Comet, you will take 3 explosive damage.
Okay.
Orion, you will take 13 explosive damage.
Neat. So I take 12.
These are strong turrets.
Yeah, I'll say. Jeez.
It's a good thing we took out one of them already.
You're welcome.
Who's weak on there?
Thank you, Dyne.
You're welcome. I'm the one that told him to do it.
Yeah, good
We
thing
can all
you guys-
argue
I
over
supervise.
Manager
accolades later.
response, yeah.
Yeah, I supervised.
Meanwhile, Artemis is like, no, you're welcome. I'm the one who fired the weapon.
So you're down to 5 now?
Yeah.
And I'm at 10 HP.
Cool beans. All right. Well, that was the flak cannon's turn. The only person left on your side is going to be KESTRAL.
Okay, let's move and boost. Eek. All right, I will move and boost here.
Okay.
Wow.
In
So I'm in the
response,
top. Yeah, go ahead.
Look at
in
him go.
response, the last interceptor that hasn't moved is going to boost as a reaction.
Lovely. All right. Well, that makes my job a little bit easier. I am going to shoot at them.
Absolutely.
Let's start with the one that just moved.
Absolutely.
Let's see. First shot is accurate. Gonna add that in. No, wait. This says consume lock on. There isn't. No, okay, never mind. There isn't one.
I just realized this is a better system than I thought it was. But please go ahead.
You're a better system, but we all thought that. All right. I shoot at it. I miss, but reliable one.
All right, it misses. Hey, I just found out, but well, we'll get to it if it becomes needed. Okay, it takes 1 chink damage,
Oops.
just kink off the side of it.
Mm-hmm. Let's shoot it again.
These are, you will note, these are obviously not chaff. They're not minions. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
These are full on anti-attack weapons.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything else to do. I don't want to do any of that. So yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him again. Same roll. So
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I ask this every time, but integrated weapon. Yeah, this shoots with my other 2 pistols as a skirmish.
Yes.
Okay. All right, then one more. Even worse. So 3 damage, but
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, bam, bam, bam. You don't quite get fully on target. It is fast. You are dealing with, these are maybe the fastest enemies you've ever fought, Kestrel. And that's saying something. But your skill is able to make sure they don't get off scot-clean here.
I'm trying to decide if I want to overcharge like Chimera. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I was not sure if I wanted this overcharged so early, but I figured we weren't sure how strong these cannons were, so I figured at least if I can get in range, I can nerf it a little bit.
This is explosive mine. All characters in burst 1 must pass an agility save or take 2d6 explosive. With one of my pattern B hex charges, it doesn't say how far away I need to be to lay it. I'm assuming I have to be on the square to lay it.
It's your pattern B hex charges?
Yeah, because the frag grenade version, it says range 5, but in this one it doesn't say, so I'm guessing I have to be on the square.
Actually, I think if it's a deployable, you just have to deploy adjacent. So you can put it on your hex or adjacent to your hex.
Okay, then I'm going to... This is risky, but I'm going to try and see what happens. I'm going to overcharge and take 1 heat, which I'll get to in 1 second, and then I'm going to put the mine just up a square, up and to the right here. I don't remember how to ping here. How do you ping? I thought it was just double click.
I think it's hold.
Yeah,
it's hold.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's hold left click.
Yep, just in that space. So it will be within range 1 of what I assume may or may not be some sort of magnet thing. I don't know. We're going to find out.
All right, let me pull some stuffos up here. All right, first of all, I wasn't keeping track of a thing. Let me do that now. So you overcharged once, Kestrel.
Yep, I'm going to add my heat here in 1 second. I'm just getting it all set up.
Chimera overcharged once. I forgot. I realized I wasn't keeping track of how many overcharges had happened. So cool. I am up to date with everyone now. All right, so you're deploying to which exact space? Northeast, you said?
Yeah, northeast, right there.
Okay,
so
cool.
I just kind of like tossing it in the air, and I know it's within range, but at the bare minimum, if an interceptor flies into it, it should blow up. So
I'll put a little deployable symbol there so we remember that that's there.
okay.
Yeah.
And if nothing happens with the EMP thing, I'm going to ask Jessica over the line if she can spoof a mech ID onto the mine.
The hex charges as an explosive mine. Okay, yeah, it's just considered a... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to use it. Let me give it that use back to you.
No, I think I might have. Maybe not.
Yeah, absolutely. So on a success, they take half damage. Yeah, it won't pull up immediately. So you're going to say you're going to radio Jess to give it like a IFF signal?
Yep. I just wanted to spoof so that for a split sec, it doesn't have to be long, right? If these things are automatic and they're working the way I think they do, they're just looking for IF signals that aren't their own. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do.
Roll a pilot check for me, Kestrel.
I gotta pull up my pilot sheet, not my mech sheet.
It's just I don't want to be the one rolling it, is all.
Yeah,
I already know what Jess's abilities are. I just need you to roll a d20, basically.
Okay, no skill triggers then?
It is going to be Jess doing this.
Okay. I roll with grit, right? Or did she get
just do a d20.
Okay.
This is just a straight pilot check. All right. So on a 5, she'll go, it's the wrong size, but I can do it. It'll take a little longer. It was a good idea, so it'll still successfully happen, but it won't happen until the round refreshes.
Okay. That's it. It's my turn.
All right, cool beans. Kestrel, you have completed your turn. Hold on, bear with me one moment. Some of my stuff got screwed up for some reason. It was saying some of you had taken structure damage that you hadn't taken. I'm sure you don't want that to be the case. So,
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it
I
might
could
have
do
saved
without
some
it.
things from the last combat that didn't like go back up to max for some reason.
Yeah, funny you should
So
mention that,
Orion,
'cause-
you're at 5 HP and 3 heat, correct?
Correct.
All right. Comet, you're at 10 HP and 0 heat.
Right.
Cool. And then Kestrel, I have you at full health and 1 heat.
You.
And then Chimera, I have you at 16 health and 1 heat.
Correct.
Cool.
When we start,
Okay,
when we
everyone's
started
up to
this,
date again.
When we started this campaign or this mission, I noticed that my numbers were wrong, so I fixed them.
Okay,
And
cool.
didn't say anything.
Yeah. All right, then. It is going to go back to the other team's turn now. I mean, now that's just juicy. It is going to launch a bombard attack against a space in between Chimera and Kestrel now.
Agility save, right?
It is going to be an attack, actually.
Oh, okay.
Boop, boop, boop. Bam. It's actually going to target the hex charge as well. Does the hex charge have stats in that way?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't say anything in the description of it. At least, if there is, then it's not here.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not gonna worry about it then.
Okay.
Yeah, if it, I'm just gonna play this by the book. So it targets the two of you, and the simulated explosion. Do either of you have things on right now that would add difficulty or anything?
I was gonna try deflecting with one of my duelist dice.
What does
Master
that
dice.
do?
It depends if I get hit or missed on if I
Right.
like it's going to depend for me, but
For-
right away
for-
no.
For both of you, I'm asking, before the roll, do I have to click
No.
anything that adds difficulty to this?
No.
If you have things that trigger after the fact, that's fine. I don't
Yeah,
care about
it's
that
after the
right
fact,
now.
actually, so-
Yeah, then I don't care about it right now. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Roll. All right, so Chimera, that's a 9, which should be a miss against you.
Oh, then, yeah,
The
who
explosive
cares?
mine we're just going to ignore. Kestrel, that would be a 19 against you.
Sheesh.
Also, cluster munitions and cluster seeking bombs activate. If you're hit, it will be 10 damage, and both of you will take 3 explosive damage, hit or miss. So right now, Chimera, I think you take 1 damage. Is that correct?
Why? Sorry.
Because you take 3 explosive damage from the cluster-seeking bombs.
You're right. Yeah, it'd be 1 damage then, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just 1 damage from that, so you're down to 15.
Mhm.
And
I
then
take the 7.
it would be 7 plus 3 plus 3.
Oof. So I'm at
So it'd be
4 out of 17 then.
Okay, you're going to
Oh my.
take the full 13 then?
Not by choice, but
Gotcha. I just didn't know if you had a thing you were deciding if you should use it or not.
no, I'm just checking through stuff. If that, I wish that attack would have been a reaction, but no, unfortunately, I don't have anything.
All right, so you're at what?
4.
4. Gotcha. Okay. I couldn't tell if I did math wrong or not. And then now this flak cannon, is it within range? Yes, it is within range. So it is going to deploy a new sensor drone near Orion and Comet. That will be the flak cannon's turn. And now we get to have fun with interceptors. First interceptor, it is going to move towards Orion and Comet. And then it is going to target Comet, and it is going to use some missile launchers.
Okie doke.
Fun.
That will super miss. That is a 4 versus your E defense.
I'm too fast.
You're too E defensive. These are seeking missiles.
Oh, perfect.
Smart seeking missiles.
It's my good stuff.
This next interceptor is going to go now. The one right behind it. It is going to get into the zone, auto zone. And it is going to target Orion. And it is going to launch its missile launcher. Also a miss. 5 versus E defense. They're rolling like shit.
I'm glad something's rolling like shit.
Nothing there, Orion. As both of you watch as these interceptors fly towards you and just flurries of missiles fly past your mechs. Next, we're going to have one of the interceptors by you, Kestrel, the one you didn't shoot at, actually. It is going to fly to the north of the zone. Now, how close does something need to be the hex charge to it get hit, like activate it?
Good question. While I'm pulling that up, is there... So if he flies within my threat range of 3 and out of it, that doesn't matter?
If he starts within your threat range.
So you can fly in and out or whatever.
You can fly into and out of, but if you start a movement while inside the threat range is what triggers it.
Okay.
So you tell me, does the hex charge explode? Because you would both be hit by this.
All characters within a burst 1 area must
because
pass an
he definitely
save.
flies.
I don't know.
He definitely flies within burst 1. Do you think that triggers it?
It literally doesn't say. I don't know. It's just
I'm gonna say yeah, it's a mine.
Sure.
So that's gonna target the two of you then. So that is, you both need to make an agility save against your save DC, I think.
14. Which I do not pass.
Agility.
Oh no, wait! I have advantage on agility saves because I'm flying.
Ooh, nice.
17. I'm good.
17, nice. It rolls a 19 on its agility save.
Does it matter that it's within range of the scary beehive?
No, it does not seem to.
Okay.
You both take half damage. So if you could roll me a 2d6 explosion, please.
5?
So both of you will take 3 damage.
Gosh. Puts me at 1.
Ooh, wow. Right on the edge.
You might want to patch up.
Thanks.
Sorry.
What would I do without you?
Yeah, wouldn't have thought of that.
Such wisdom.
And then it still has the rest of its turn. It is going to target Chimera. It's within 3 that your spikes activate, right, Chimera? Or is it just adjacent until you turn it on?
I believe it's... No, it is 3. You're correct.
So how big does it get when you turn it on? Does it just get more damaging, or does it get bigger as well?
It does more damaging.
It just does more damage. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. It is going to fly to just out of range of your little spikies, and it is going to target you with a missile launcher. Miss. 7 versus your E defense does
Can't
not
touch
hit.
This.
These interceptors ain't intercepting shit.
There's your security flaw.
Kestrel, this interceptor is going to target you before it moves. and it is going to fire missiles at you. 19 versus your E defense, which will hit unless you can do something.
Sorry, I was muted there.
Oh.
I will structure, but as I got hit with an attack, I can return fire, so I can immediately make a auxiliary ranged attack if they're within range.
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
Does that mean my integrated goes off too? My integrated pistol.
It's where's the integrated mount? Sometimes I wish it was easier to find these things on the pilot sheet here. Tactical. Here we go. Integrated weapon. The weapon can be fired once per round as a free action when you fire any other weapon on your mech. So you already used it once this round.
Okay, the round is the whole. I thought the round was the character round.
No, your individual.
Is that turn?
That's a turn.
Okay.
Once around the combat tractor is a round. So normally I would let you do this because it's a free action if you hadn't already used it this round.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
I'm still going to take the shot.
Totally.
And wait, do I get accuracy? Or is that per round too? Sorry. You gain +1 accuracy on the first attack roll you make on your turn, so no. Okay. Hit the pistol. Which one fired at me? This guy?
Yeah,
targeted?
that's the one.
Okay. All right. Hey, it's a miss. Reliable
5
one.
won't miss, but it's the same one that you've been plinking away at, so you've plinked even harder. And it will use its movement to move right up on you.
All right.
It flies directly at you.
Structure now. There we go. Structure. Token has HP remaining. I swear it doesn't. All right. Roll a 1d6. 2. System trauma. Parts of your mech are torn off by the damage. Roll a 1d6. I did that. On a 1 to 3, all weapons on one mount of your choice are destroyed.
Ooh.
On a 4 to 6. Okay. So. Wait, what is it?
So you have an integrated mount, an auxiliary mount, and a flex mount.
Fuck.
Hey, here's an upside. Since this is simulated, it's just going to turn them off. It's not actually destroying them.
Oh shit, I should not have done that. I just trashed it.
You deleted it off your mech.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's fine. I'll fix it. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of the integrated.
You got rid of the integrated? Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
just going to add it back in, so don't worry.
Yeah, that was just another hand cannon.
Well, pistol, not a hand cannon, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was just a third pistol. Okay, cool beans. All right, and that is that interceptor's turn. As things get underway and the battle truly starts to rev up, we're going to head and pause the battle here so we can all take a little break. And then we return, we'll see how the battle unfolds and if there's any other things you might need to consider during the fight.
Or if I still exist by the end of it.
Or if they turn off KESTRAL's mech at some point. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.